Hey, are you ready to go? It's that little gay talk show. Hey, you bitches and hoes, it's that little gay talk show.
All tea, all shade. Baby, it's Texas made.
It's that little gay talk show.
Well, welcome to that little gay talk show. I'm your host, Joel Tatum, and we're in a moment right now. It's been almost a month since I last recorded, and look what I come back to. People. All right. Well, just to let you know, I'm going to be the only gay on this talk show today. I had to ask some straight friends to help me out. So, and some of you who are listening will probably be shocked when you hear the voice of the person sitting next to me. It is actually, can I say your name on the air? Is it okay? No, don't say your name.
I don't know what you're talking about, Joel.
Yeah, it's my co-host, Waters something.
Thomas Waters, you ass.
It is Thomas Waters is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think I have an applause button. I think I have an applause button. Should I? Yeah, I think I have an applause button. Let me see where that applause button is.
You could just clap into the mic.
There we go. See? Applause.
Yay.
Yay. So, as you well know, we're in the midst of something historic, I guess is the word I want to use.
I wouldn't really classify this as historic. I mean, this is just essentially yet another thing that has happened to us before. Moments in time have just been happening over and over again.
Uh-huh.
I mean, back in 2009, we had the H1N1 scare. Before that, we had the bird flu scare. Before that, we've had so many different scares. And, I mean, it's just gotten to the point where, I don't know about you, Joel, but I'm just standing around going like...
Well, out of all those scares, this is the only one where I'm not working. So this is a little different.
Well, let's face it, Joel, this is just the only time you haven't had a job at the moment, like you ever work.
You know me so well. Like I like to work. I don't.
Joel, I was your coworker for how many years? How many years?
Hey, I did work. I did all the work, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, operative word, correctly.
We have a whole hour and a half of this. Can you stay in the whole hour and a half of this?
Unlike you, Joel, I can actually stay up for a whole hour and a half.
Okay. All right. I don't know if that's a joke about me either not getting enough sleep or something not staying up, I guess.
Take it as you will, listeners.
Well, it is a gay talk show, so I will take it as I will.
I prefer to think of it as both age and sexual inadequacy.
Well, sexual inadequacy, that went on before this all happened, so.
It's true, folks. I lived with him for 3 months.
So, the inadequacy part has already been going on, so this is nothing new for me. In fact, for some strange reason, I decided to go to the grocery store, and there was nothing there. So I turned around and went to Raising Cane's to get chicken, and I noticed that I'm pretty horny right now, and I don't know why. Not at this very moment.
That was just the biggest non sequitur I've ever heard.
Okay, yeah.
I wanted chicken, and then I wanted to fuck.
Well, I got the chicken and nothing else. Although there were a couple of guys who either looked at me like, okay, or looked at me like, okay, what is he, what?
Well, going back to the whole quarantine thing, when you were down at the grocery store, were you down at the HEB?
I was down at the HEB.
Well, Sarah texted me the other day, and she said that they're having armed security randomly walk through there because apparently someone flashed a gun in that store. And thankfully enough, no shots were fired, nobody was hurt or anything. But the weirdest part is that apparently it was because her deli crew, the service counter was shut down, and he wanted sliced ham.
The times we are living in, folks. The times
they are a changing.
The times we are living in. I mean, someone got shot at a Popeyes over a sandwich, so I guess I'm not surprised by this one.
Yeah, but it's Popeyes. What do you expect?
Have you had their chicken sandwich? It's not that great. I don't
know,
understand what the big deal was.
It's because it's attended mainly by crackheads and junkies. What else do you expect those people to do besides shoot each other over sandwiches?
Wait, does anybody say crackhead anymore? I think it's meth heads, isn't it now?
No, meth heads are a completely different subsection of, drug addicts. That's like saying that a giraffe is the same thing as a zebra.
I mean, I still know some coke heads, but I don't know anybody who's still doing. Is there anybody out there still doing crack? Because if you are, you need to call me. Not because I want some, but because
because he wants some.
No, it's not because I want some. I just want to know if there is really a bona fide crackhead out there. So if you are, if you're proud of that fact, please call me or send me a DM in Twitter. That would be better since most of my Twitter page is full of porn. I don't know how that happened.
We know how that happened.
No, we do not. I signed this show up for a Twitter account. I liked one dick pic. One. And suddenly my Twitter page is full of dicks, which I should not be complaining about as a gay man. I should not be, which I guess it might show there's some age there. I should not be complaining about a phone full of dicks. But, I kind of like to read the news, too. I don't want to be reading news.
Joel, you're going to be reading the news, and you're going to be looking at dicks. They're literally going to cross over. Can you name one time that we have, been reading about this administration in the news and we haven't seen huge dicks?
Oh, you're giving them all big dicks. Why? If they had big dicks.
No. I'm not saying they have big dicks. Okay. I'm saying they are giant dicks.
Because if they had big dicks, we wouldn't be in this crisis now. we would all be working right now.
Well, you know what they say, when you suffer from penis envy, you just gotta start every war you can.
There is a lot of penis envy in this administration. I don't know what it is. I mean, maybe it's from going out there and grabbing a lot of pussy. I don't know, but there's a lot of.
Oh, let's face it. The only pussy that guy can get is when he picks up a cat off the street.
And Mike Pence only likes his mother's pussy. He calls his wife mama or mom.
So as much as I don't want to think about this, does that mean, that his wife tells him to call her mommy?
Did we really?
Because that would explain a lot of things about Pence.
We just went into his bedroom. I don't want to know if.
You're right. Let's run before he discovers here.
Yeah, let's run before I look around and go, oh, that explains a lot.
Can we delete this part?
No, I'm keeping this part in. I'm not deleting this. Oh, do you know how much work editing is? It's a lot of work.
Like 30 seconds to say.
It takes like
click.
It takes 2 minutes on the computer for me to physically get up from this table, walk over to the computer, click a couple of buttons. That's a lot of work.
Yeah. 2 minutes for Joel to stand up. I'll believe that when pigs fly.
Okay, there was another joke at my sexual prowess there.
No. I meant for you to stand up out of a chair because of your fat ass.
Okay. All right. So here we go. So after 2 years? After 2 years, he can come in and make fun of me now.
You asked me to come in and make fun of you. I have the text message. Do not make me get out the text message and say, this is what Joel said. Please come over and make fun of me.
So
Bring the humor, Thomas.
So all of the previous texts just got ignored. It's just, hey, come
I'm
be
sorry,
on my
I'm
show.
sorry. No. You pissed me off. Okay, so I had to like just get out, and every time you texted me, you messaged me, it just pissed me off even more. And it took this long, and I was still on the fence about actually coming over today. All right,
and yet here you are. You fell for my charms. You fell for it.
I don't like the way he's eyeing me like I'm a piece of ribeye.
Okay, you fell for it. Came in here with this baggy pants on.
Is this why there's no one else here?
Yes, this is why. This is why. The door is already locked. You're already in. So
I can't find the doorknob.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to listen to a sexual assault as it happens. I'll be dead in 30 seconds, but who cares?
Yeah, mainly because his Viagra will kick in and I'll have a heart attack.
Okay, all right. I'm going to let these jokes fly because I feel like I deserve it on some level.
And because I'm the only person who actually showed up?
Well, see, Corona once again.
Again, I was the only one to show up.
Yeah, you were the only one to show. Like I said, I was shocked. Don't get me wrong. I was shocked when you said yes. Then I was shocked when you knocked on the door 15 minutes early, and I'm like, he's 15 minutes early.
I'm sorry. How have you...
Still the same time.
When have you ever known me to be late? When? Go ahead. Just.
I'm trying to remember. I don't recall. If you were late, it was because of something I probably did.
It was always because of you. I still remember the time, I told you, be outside your place. I'm going to be there in 2 minutes. And then 5 minutes later, you're still... Where the hell are you, Joel?
Okay, so I was not one who valued other people's time. I'm learning lessons here. Not a lot.
Learning them slowly.
Not a lot, and they are very slow.
Can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Okay, and here we go. Here we go. So, are you going to make old jokes about me throughout the entire episode, or?
Well, we're on a gay talk show. I can't make gay jokes about you.
Yeah, well, you can make gay jokes. I'm not stopping you from making gay jokes. Just make sure that they're funny.
Again, I can't make gay jokes on here. So,
see, that one was funny.
Yeah,
that was funny.
You told me to bring the humor. I brought the humor.
Well, you could have came in naked then. Ba-dum-bum.
I didn't want to make you feel inadequate.
Okay, you know what? We're not. Are we still going to have this argument? We're still not. We're not having this argument.
Well, Joel, the argument's been settled.
It's okay. It has not been settled.
It's been settled.
How has it been? Okay, so here's. If you've heard many, and I do mean many, wonderful episodes of this show, we often talk about dick a lot. I guess that's because we're gay. I don't know. So, yeah, so there's been an ongoing war between Thomas and I on who is actually the bigger stud in the room. And, of course, as by default, because I am the black guy in here, I automatically win. So it's,
The bigger stud? You want to talk about the bigger stud? Why don't we tell everyone about that time we went to Michael's Outpost? You were looking to get laid.
Okay,
that night.
we don't need to tell that story.
No. We're going to tell that story.
Okay, go ahead and tell the story. Good God.
The night we went to Michael's Outpost.
By Thomas Waters.
A well-known gay bar. And Joel was like, I want to go to Michael's Outpost because I want to get laid. And I said, okay, I'll drive you. So we happened to drive out there in my little red POS Honda.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, Michael's Outpost is a gay bar in Houston, Texas. Not the type of bar that I should be picking people up in, but I was pretty desperate at the time.
Well, Joel, they're all basically your age
Okay,
group,
you know what? Okay. This This is what happens when no one wants to do the show with me.
You bring
This
your
is-
best and brightest.
Yeah, I am the only one who said yes, basically. And yet I'm still shocked and surprised. And
Well, anyway, we went to Michael's Outpost this night in my little red Honda POS. And Joel was trolling around. He was looking at every single guy there, which wasn't a lot. There was maybe like, 20, 25 people there?
5 of which were attractive.
Okay.
5,
I'll take your word on that.
including myself and probably you. So that leaves it's 3 attractive people in the entire bar. Oh, and the girl. But go ahead.
So anyway, while I'm there, I spy this girl. I'm like, oh, she's pretty cute. I'm going to go over and talk to her. And funnily enough, the girl was trying to chat me up to her gay friend because he thought I was cute. And I was like, oh, thanks, but I'm straight. And she's like, oh, you're straight. And I was like, yes, I am. And she's like, oh, well, so am I. And I said, oh, I think you're pretty cute. And she said, so do I.
Oh, the type of women you pick up.
Hey, the type of women I pick up is more than the type of man you pick up.
Okay.
Which is none.
Okay. You haven't seen me in a while. You don't know what's going on in my bedroom.
I'm sorry.
at
Does
this
anyone
point.
want to counter this? Anybody? Call in right now. Let's hear it.
Being that this will be a recorded episode, you can call in on the next episode if you have,
If you go to his DM, Twitter, dick pic account, kind of thing.
once again, what only liked one. Only liked one.
Anyway, I found this really cute girl at a gay bar who was interested in me. And Joel was not happy because he's like, why is it whenever we go to a straight bar, all the girls are hitting on me, and whenever we go to a gay bar, all the girls are hitting on you?
No, I said, why are all the guys hitting on you?
Oh, because I'm
At a
adorable.
bar-
That's why.
At a gay bar. And then you get a girl at a gay bar, and I get nothing. That's not fair.
I'm sorry. Shall I also bring up the time?
That's not fair.
Shall I also bring up the time that we went to Midnight Comics on Highway 6?
You are never going to let the past go, are you? Just never going to let the past go.
Hey. This girl looked like Halle Berry. Hand to God. Joel, did she look like Halle Berry?
Yes, she looked like Halle Berry.
On a scale of 1 to 100, how much did she
in a
look like?
comic book store, she was 1,000. She was in a comic book store.
No.
I mean,
no.
come on.
On a scale of 1 to 100, what percent did she look like Halle Berry?
Probably 90.
90% like Halle Berry.
She was short.
She was short. She was short. Yeah, I'll admit that. Anyway, we're at Midnight Comics. We're having a good old time. We're we're talking about nerdy things and
In a comic book store with a hot girl.
shocking.
Imagine that.
I don't think many of our people can imagine that.
No, not many. No.
But anyway, so we're there. We're talking about comics. This girl happens to be talking about zombies, and I start bringing up some really good points. And
I was not interested in this conversation.
I'm sorry that this wasn't a hot guy that looked like Chris Evans, in a
Okay, I was looking around at comic books too. I don't just go in every place looking at guys all the time. Okay, I go in places looking at guys all the time, but that's not the point. I love comic books. I was actually walking around, and
please, Joel,
said,
if you saw a guy that looked like 90% like Chris Evans in a muscle tee standing in a comic book store, would you be going there for the comics or would you be going there for the Chris Evans lookalike?
Okay, first of all, what's he doing in a comic book store?
He's a
No
Chris
one.
Evans lookalike. He's probably there to promote Captain America or something.
Okay, so I have to know what his deal is there, because if he's there to actually buy comics, what's he doing in a comic book store? Because none of us in a comic book store are muscly. Muscly.
None of us look like our heroes in the comics.
Yes, none of us look like our heroes.
I take that back. Joel here kind of looks like the Blob.
Okay, there you go. All right, so I got the Blob. You can have. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know what to come up with right now.
Well,
Groot.
Groot. I am Groot.
Okay, there you go. So we got the Blob and we have Groot in the room.
I am Groot.
Okay, his I am Groot means meet me in the bedroom. That's what it
I
means.
am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot.
That's help, stranger danger, and need an adult. All in I am Groot. Okay, you can continue. Oh, this part of my story, I should say this once again. I was not interested in the conversation of zombies. All I said was, are we talking about magical zombies or zombies born of science? And I kept walking, and suddenly everybody wanted to talk about that.
Okay, Joel. And and I'd been talking to this girl for a good 20, 30 minutes and was about to ask for her phone number. And who reminded me walked out with that phone number? Just for reference?
Okay, all right. Was not trying to get her phone number. Was not interested in her whatsoever. The only person I was interested in was the tall guy with the ponytail and the glasses, who was like just super hot, and she just happened to be there. So I wasn't really interested in her, and I didn't realize what was happening until I got in the car with Thomas, who didn't speak to me most of the ride. And when he did, he told this story. So there we go. So, yeah, and that was 8 years ago. 9 years ago. 9 years ago. He's still carrying this around. God, I hate you so much. Oh, my God.
And yet, I'm your only hope for a show today.
Yes, yeah, okay, fine. Oh, good grief. Okay, well, so we have a show. So, are you working, or are you?
I am.
Oh.
Technically. My job, like every restaurant in the city right now, is closed down except for
Takeout and delivery.
takeout and delivery. And we really don't even have delivery. I mean, technically speaking, all of our stuff is takeout because we don't have any delivery drivers or anything like that. We just have Uber Eat pickups and Grubhub, DoorDash, all that kind of stuff. So technically speaking, all of our stuff is just takeout.
So you're handling the takeout part?
I'm going to be handling takeout, expo. I'm also going to be kind of working between management and the servers and things like that. Make sure everything is coordinated properly.
And you are working at?
I don't want to say on air because I don't want this to come back and bite me in the ass.
How would this bite you on the ass?
I don't know. Maybe my manager listens to your show. I don't know. Chances are one of the bartenders listens.
Okay. And he would still recognize your voice and your name. So
Yes. I'm like the second most senior person. Well, I'm third most senior person there. Everyone knows me.
Okay.
There's like only 2 people that are higher up on me, and they've been there for only 6 months longer than I have.
Okay. All right. Well, if you want to get takeout, and are you still working at the same place?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm not going to mention it on air out of respect for Thomas Waters. Thomas Waters. Okay. He's 6'2".
Of course, I could mention.
He is kind of attractive. In a.
I'm pretty sure my girlfriend wouldn't like you trying to sell me to all these lonely men out there.
All right. What? I'm sorry. What? You said. I'm sorry. What? Girlfriend.
Yes, girlfriend.
You said girlfriend.
Not
a pillow.
No.
With a girl on it.
No, not a waifu. I'm not like you, Joel.
Not a waifu. I don't have a waifu.
No, you have more of a husband fu.
Okay, I don't know what. Okay, I'm gonna pretend like I don't know what that is, even though I do know what that is, because some of you know me. So yeah. I would probably be the owner of a waifu, but it wouldn't be a wife. I don't
probably
even,
be a Taiwanese wife. You never
I
really
don't-
know for sure.
the only thing about anime though is the fact that I don't want a picture of a boy on my pillow. That would be weird. Almost every character that I like in an anime is 15 to 19 years old.
Well, if they're over 18,
Well, that's still weird. Because you can't really tell. I have a hard time watching porn and going, how old is this child in this video? Should I be reporting this to someone? I'm like, oh, no, we can't watch. No. I have to go to the mature section. And the mature section now is over 30.
wow.
I'm like,
now
wow.
I feel old. Now
Wow.
I'm old.
I'm like, wow. So, and if you want really, really old, you have to hit like grandma or
Geriatric.
grandpa.
Geriatric.
I'm like grandpa, and they're still only in their 40s and 50s. I'm like, oh my God, this is awful. What if I was like in the 80-year-old man? That would be
Octogenarian.
okay. I don't know if they have. Do they have octogenarian on Pornhub?
I'm sure somewhere they have.
Somebody's gonna tell me.
Considering that I have come across Facebook posts where it's like, oh, this guy's 102 and he looks like he's 75 or something,
Mm-hmm.
which is, let's face it, that's still pretty much a skeleton.
Yeah.
But he has muscles bigger than me, and it's like, this guy's 102, and I'm like, yeah, okay, there probably are porn guys like that somewhere.
Okay. And you were eating your 5th bowl of ice cream at the time when you were reading this, or
I'm actually down 30 pounds, thank you.
you are slimmer than you were before.
Yep,
Mm-hmm. Why?
because I stopped eating crap. I stopped drinking so much.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Because I didn't have someone whose entire life revolved.
Wait, that was me.
Yeah.
Okay, that hurt.
You asked.
That hurt.
You asked.
That hurt a lot. We did not just go to bars. We went to the movies. Obviously, we can't go to comic book stores because I seem to like pick up women at comic book stores.
Okay. You went to. We went to the movies. We used to go to the Greenway Plaza. Remind me, what did we used to do every time before the movie? We would go inside Harlow's restaurant and
What? We had a cocktail. A terrible cocktail, but we had a cocktail. A cocktail. We didn't sit there
and then we would go in. We would watch the movie for 2 hours, and then what would we do after that?
we would discuss the movie
Over
like gentlemen
over
libations
over libations.
at a place where libations were sold and where we could sit there and enjoy the libations
And
while talking.
and what is the most common 3-letter word for this in America? Not in the Europe.
Not in the Europe.
Not in the Europe.
I believe
Begins with a B, ends with an R.
I believe it's a bear.
That's not a 3-letter word.
Okay. So let's take out the letter E.
And we're left with
A bar. Okay. So are we going to start going back to bars now that we are kind of talking to each other, or no?
I'm still trying to lose another 30 pounds so I can get down from overweight to normal range for my BMI.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Mm-hmm. What's normal range?
194. That's the high end of normal for my height.
I'm kind of remembering when you were 194.
You never knew me from when I was 194.
Weren't you 194 for like 5 minutes when we first met?
No.
Like,
I have not been below 194 since my
like that
senior
time
year.
you took off your shirt in the dish room and some of the gays and the girls went, "Oh my God, did you see him without a shirt on?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I can't tell if he's wearing a t-shirt or if that's him, but yeah, I noticed."
No, actually, I weighed 225, but that was muscle at the time.
Okay, that was at the time.
Yes, long time ago, folks.
Long time ago. You had
Long
just
time ago.
turned 21.
22.
You had just turned 22. You were at the height of your male sexuality, so to speak. He took off his shirt, and the gays lost their minds. I don't know why. Even to this day, I keep going. Okay, he's okay, and you know he did used to wear a pair of black pants that clung to him, and you could tell what he was thinking.
Okay, do you still remember that time that
You could tell
V
what he
was like trying to sexually harass me when I was bussing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, he got sexually harassed a lot. Not by me. I still didn't get what the big deal was.
No, I mainly
just
got
thought he was-
sexually harassed by Noel.
Yeah. I was like, I still don't know what the big deal is, but okay, that's fine. I had to actually walk up to him and tell him that his pants are too tight. One,
even though I wore that that apron.
Although I will admit though that he not bad, not bad at all. I did tell him that to his face. Not bad at all. So, and he laughed this hard, and we were friends ever since. There's that. So I myself have quit smoking 3 months, and we have a coronavirus, and I'm wondering, why did I quit smoking?
Probably because smoking actually increases your risk of getting
it
the
does
coronavirus,
increase.
So.
And I did have to go to the hospital a couple of weeks ago because I had some lung issues, which I thought were coronavirus. I'm like, oh, look at me, the first person in Houston to get it.
Hardly the first.
Hardly the first. But yay. But luckily it was just a bacterial infection that I had a hard time getting rid of. So
I'm just going to let that one go,
okay,
folks.
just let it go. They give me powerful antibiotics, so it probably got rid of anything else that was going on. So
He stole the hallucinogens on his way out.
okay, I wish. Man, I wish that would have been fun. They did have a medicine cabinet right there. I could have just helped myself, but unless you know what's there, I mean, I don't want to be taking anything. I don't want to take birth control by accident, or
I'm sure you could have just grabbed a fistful of everything and taken it to your pharmacist.
I don't have a pharmacist. you barking up the wrong tree, buddy. Okay, I only have one addiction, and we're still working on that one. So,
And which one is that?
no, I'm not going to admit to having a problem with that one.
So he just want to admit to it.
No, I'm just not going to admit to that. I mean, because if I admit to it, then I have to stop doing it, and if I have to stop doing it, then what do I have? Okay, I have to find hobbies, and
Well, Joel, you're in your
like
50s,
build model.
yeah.
Yes, exactly. Build models or learn to whittle.
Joel, you're in your 50s. You know
Okay.
how to whittle.
I do not know how to whittle.
You grew up in the 70s and 60s, Joel. You know how
Okay,
to whittle.
no, we did not have a whittling class when I was growing up, and it's not woodwork does not count. Okay, I couldn't even build a damn birdhouse. You expect me to whittle something? What am I supposed to be whittling here? A stick. That's what I'm whittling.
You can whittle a spear.
Okay. I don't even think I could do that correctly. I think it'd come out like a square or something. I don't even think it. Yeah, I would be trying for a point, but it would probably come out some other way, like round. Or Joel, how did you go?
How
How
did
did
you go from a spear to a mop top?
Yeah, exactly. Good Lord, what are you gonna do with that thing? Well, it's rounded at the end, so.
So Joel is going back to the 1950s for his sex toys.
Actually, sex toys goes all the way back to the glorious 1800s.
Actually, they go all the way back to ancient Egypt.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but the invention of a certain sex toy that would change hysteria forever.
Women
Yeah.
are always in hysterics.
Yeah.
with you.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. So when the coming apocalypse happens,
I noticed he had to say that twice, folks.
I know twice. I need to be able to. I guess I should pick up. YouTube. You can learn how to do everything on YouTube.
Yes, you can.
I can just watch videos for the next couple of weeks and just learn how to do stuff.
They also have. There's also been a lot of online stuff recently. I saw a few things about how some schools are putting out their classes for free online.
Mm-hmm.
Some libraries, they're putting out like a lot of their books and everything online for free.
Mm-hmm.
There was one thing I saw. I think it was some theaters are putting out on certain platforms movies that are in theater right now that you can watch. I don't think it's for free, obviously, but it's like if you have Netflix or Disney Plus or something, they're putting out the videos on those platforms.
Well, I have Vudu. I think Vudu is still a thing. I think it's not a thing anymore. I know they got bought out, or
it was never a thing, Joel. People thought it was a thing. It was not a
Vudu
thing.
for streaming movies. I have two movies and a show on that. So I hope they didn't delete that.
Oh, I don't think they deleted it, Joel. I'm just saying that nobody ever thought it. No, it was never a thing. People just thought it was a thing.
Okay. Well, Vudu, I used to watch all my new releases from the theater when I didn't feel like going to the theater. Although some movies are best at the theater. So
Yeah, that used to be true in the day of CRT TVs and everything, but nowadays when you have home theater systems where like you can literally project a TV on like a 10-foot wall or something, and you can put up surround sound speakers and subwoofers inside your own house or apartment or whatever, it pretty much is rendered and plus all the streaming platforms and everything. I mean, rather than seeing something in advance, you wait 6 months and you can see the whole thing for like pennies on the dollar. I mean, it's pretty much rendered theaters redundant at this point. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love going to the theater and everything, but the prices for them are just too damn expensive.
Well, I like going to the movies. Don't get me wrong. I love my streaming. Especially when it's anime or. I'm such a huge anime.
Well, I will say this. I've seen Akira on several different in several different mediums: VHS, DVD, and even in the original 35 millimeter print at what was it? The theater on West Gray,
River Oaks
Theater. Thank you. I've seen it over there, and I will say this: there is nothing in this world that is going to beat the original 35 millimeter print. I mean. It was just glorious. It was beautiful, and watching it in that theater changed me forever.
Because I know I became a huge fan when I saw that, and I saw it at River Oaks Theater. So I became a huge fan when I saw it, and I'm like, I want more of this, and now I can't get enough. And that was 20 years ago. So, God, I refer to everything in. Oh, that was 20 years ago.
So that was back in 2000?
That was back in 2000. Oh, wow. It is 2000. Wow. It's been 20 years. And look where we're at now.
That means that it's almost time for my 20th year high school reunion. And, when I think about it, I'm just like, oh, that was just a couple of years ago that I graduated high school. I don't think of it in terms of 20 years. I've already had my 10-year high school reunion, and I'm about to go to my 20th year high school reunion in just a couple of years.
That is not something I'd be interested in. I'm not really.
Hey, they give you 2 free drink tickets. So.
For the most part, the last time I went to my high school reunion, they were literally just a bunch of strangers, and I'm like.
Well, yeah, Joe, but that's because you were a loser in high school.
Well, yeah, but still. I mean, none of them were really terribly anything. Most of them did exactly what I thought they were going to do: get married, have a bunch of kids, and still live in the neighborhood.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm. So we didn't really have anything in common, and I was super gay at the time.
Were?
Okay.
As in past tense? You're not anymore?
Okay.
I'm sorry, folks. We're going to have to rename this to the Little Straight Show.
We're lightly gay now. I don't know what that means.
It means that 1 out of every 4 people you sleep with is a dude. That's what lightly gay means.
Okay, that sounds bisexual to me.
Again, lightly gay.
We're not here to insult the bisexual community, but lightly gay is a good term. You heard that first, and it came from the straight guy. So any
Oh, sure. Blame the straight guy on the Gay Talk Show.
Any comments that you have, address them to Thomas Waters at Thomas Waters. Hashtag Thomas Waters. I don't even
He's
know.
trying, folks.
I don't even know if he has a social media account or anything. Are you on any social media? You're always on your phone or the computer. The fact that you're actually on a person is, wow, that's a shocker.
Jealous.
Of which person? of which person? The girlfriend or?
Yeah.
I'm more jealous of the fact that you have a girlfriend. I don't.
Well, yeah, you always were jealous whenever I showed any interest in a female.
Okay, that I can't help. I don't want to see anybody break your heart. I don't want to see anybody break your heart, and I needed to keep you to myself, just in case, just in case, like now there's an apocalypse, and you're here, I'm here.
Suddenly I hear my girlfriend calling me. I'm going to have to scoot out of here, folks.
He said that this is a recorded episode, so he could probably still be here tomorrow. Probably going, Joel, are you gonna make breakfast or what?
Well, of course, that's what I say to all my bitches.
Okay, you know what? No. I, once again, to remind everyone out in the world, I'm going to be the top in this relationship.
Joel, you can lie to yourself. You can lie to this.
relationship.
You can lie to yourself all you want. Man. Let's see. Who did all the driving? Who owned the car?
Okay.
Who made sure that things were done?
Me.
I'm sorry. You want to reiterate that?
Me.
How?
Okay.
How?
You had the car,
I had the car.
but I paid for everything.
No, you did not pay for everything.
Okay. Yes, I did it with time, with my love, and with money. Those 3 things.
It was mainly with the time, and that's about it, folks.
There was love there. There's still love there.
Yeah, but it wasn't like the love between a man and a man. It was more like the love between a man and his couch.
Okay. I love my couch.
Yes, Joel. I've seen the evidence you've left on that couch.
Okay, there's no. Okay, people are going to be coming over to do the show, Thomas. Don't tell people that.
Oh, I'm sorry. They should be pleasantly surprised.
We're already having to wash our hands more than most people do. Although I work in food, which means normal for me. I don't know why people are having a hard time with the idea of
Joel,
washing your hands.
Joel, the fact that people have to sing a song rather than just count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, shows you just how far we have fallen as a society.
We have fallen pretty far, I think, if we are basically telling people, you don't need to hoard toilet paper. You don't need to hoard up on food because I can't seem to get any because every time I go to the grocery store, you're out of what I want. So
That's why I did my shopping before I went on vacation. My girlfriend, she also did her shopping right before she went on vacation. And we just stored our stuff at her place, and we've been living off that. The only thing we're really running low on is drinks.
So we are fine. I didn't really prepare much because I didn't really expect to get this out of hand. But at the same time, I didn't really expect people to be hoarding as much.
Really?
So,
Really? You remember Harvey a few years ago?
yeah, Houstonians are a little different, though, when it comes to that kind of stuff. So it's...
Yeah, that is true.
We're a little bit more laid back.
Yeah, that is true. I do remember seeing a couple of people float down the streets on inner tubes during Harvey.
So this city is not going to let their neighbors suffer. We don't do that here. We've already been through enough.
I don't know. I mean,
stuff.
like I said, Sarah had somebody pull a gun on one of her people. Well, I don't know if he pulled the gun on her or just flashed it or whatever, but I mean, that alone is telling you that tensions are starting to run high. And
Yeah, that's why everybody needs to remain calm, which is why I have such a calming talk show. As
Joel,
Thomas,
you're trying to be NPR, and you come off more like Hannibal Lecter. I have such a calming voice.
Okay, wow. I'm just trying to be calm through. I want my listeners to be calm. Just take it step by step, bro. Step by step, and don't ask me why I keep saying bro.
Because you're a bro.
Okay, because someday I will have some other gays sitting around with me. Right now, I'm just in the straight guys, so we're just gonna have straight guys for a little bit.
Speaking of
straight guys are usually easier and they keep their mouths shut. So that's pretty good.
Speaking of having the other gays, where's Randy? How's he? What's he been up to?
Oh, things I can't say on the air at all. We love Randy. Randy was a great part of the show, and we're going to leave it at that. I'm kind of hard to work with.
I know that from experience.
So we're going to go with that, and we are. You want to take a little bit of a break? Want to rest up a little bit? Kind of get yourself together. Take a hot shower.
The way he's staring at me like I'm filet mignon is really starting to scare me, folks. So I think I'm just going to escape out the window while his back is turned. He seems to be very interested in locking the door.
Okay, we're on the second floor. I'd like to see how far he gets.
I'll risk the broken arm. My car's right outside.
All right, we're gonna step away for a little bit. Take a little bit of take a breath. Well, we don't take cigarette breaks anymore. I'm so proud of us. We don't take cigarette breaks anymore. Nope. I actually feel pretty good. I did crave a cigarette the other day when I got laid off, and
you got laid off?
Yes.
Wait. They're not reopening the union?
Not right now. If they do reopen, it'll be in a month or two.
Well, that's not being laid off, Joel. That's being closed for repairs, basically.
So
that's and plus, there. Don't get me wrong. As much as I am not a fan of the administration, we just had. From what I understand, we just had an emergency stimulus package passed by Congress because apparently the House they put up this bill that said an emergency stimulus package of $1,000 per person in the United States, and apparently the Senate tried to kill that, and there was such backlash against it that the House put it up again, and the Senate pretty much passed it immediately. I think it's gone through or whatever, but basically everyone in America that is out of work right now is going to be getting a $1,000 stimulus package. So.
Okay, well, that'll keep something over my a roof over my head.
Well, also, there's I'd have to look it up again, and maybe I'll look it up on the break and see if I can find it again. But I think the Texas governor is suspending rent and utilities for the entire time that the coronavirus deal is going on.
Okay, well, at least I'll have a place to live while I starve to death.
You should have stocked up on ramen like the rest of us.
Okay, well, you know what? They were out of ramen, and ramen is $6 at the store down the street, so I'm not doing that.
$6?
I'm kidding. Good Lord. It's a convenience store. You know how much ramen costs.
I was like, are they price gouging?
I don't want to get this.
I have never seen ramen cost more than a quarter.
Okay, I don't want to get the store in trouble. I mean, if they were price gouging, yes, I will tell you the name of the store and tell you don't go buy there because toilet paper was $12 a roll. So no, don't do that. I'm just saying that convenience store prices are high. So
yeah, they should be about $1 for the ramen. You know, I'd believe that for a convenience
way to start a rampage. What is wrong with you? You're gonna have everybody going to the convenience store to get ramen, and I'm not even gonna be able to get ramen now. All I'm gonna have left over is Vienna sausages.
Joel, as you keep
flour.
Joel, as you keep liking to point out, this is a recorded episode.
I know.
So basically, A, you'd have to not edit this part out, and B, you would have to not go to the store before you post this. So, given your laziness, I think you're pretty much hitting it on the nose.
How dare you? I am not lazy.
Compared to what?
I am not lazy. How dare you? I work very hard at being lazy. So stop calling me lazy because I work very hard at it. So there we go.
All right,
I made sure all the stuff. By the way, for those of you who will be co-hosts, I think you want to do a couple more episodes with me.
I'll think about it. Probably not a one-on-one session again, but
why not?
Well, because as much as this back and forth is between us, you know, I'm probably going to run out of something and just be on my phone going, yeah, whatever, Joel. Whatever you say, Joel. I'd rather
Why would you have your phone? You're doing a podcast. What is more important on your phone that would take you away from possibly giving you a name and making you a little, I don't know, something? People would go, hey, aren't you Thomas Waters?
Everything on my phone?
You're Thomas Waters. You're that guy.
Really? They've always said I've had a face for radio. So, but anyway,
you actually have a face for a pillow.
Okay, folks. Yeah, that's the end of the podcast. Thank you very much. See you never. Bye.
Oh, good Lord! I don't want to make your girlfriend jealous. I don't want her to ever be jealous.
Joel, trust me, she would never be jealous of you.
I don't want her ever.
I mean, she's only got brains, beauty, piles of money. Me. What does she have to be jealous of you for?
She has 3 of those things. And what are you around for?
I don't know either, man. She just loves me for some reason.
What are you around for?
I'm still trying to figure that one out.
Okay, all right. Please don't break his heart because I can't deal with this mess. So whoever this girlfriend is, who I'm not going to ask because I figure that's another conversation that we should have like in private while we're...
All right, folks, I'm going to have to pull out my phone, show them a picture of her, prove that she's real.
Okay, I'm not... No, I didn't do that. Good Lord.
Too late.
Did not do that. I know of your prowess and... Oh, wow, that is an actual girl.
Shut up.
What's she doing with you again?
I don't know. I do not know.
Mm-hmm.
I do not know.
Because from what I heard, the quality of your lovemaking is really not that.
Who have you been talking to about the quality of my lovemaking?
Oh, some people have mentioned it.
What people?
Girl people.
What
if
girl
guy
people?
If guy people mentioned it, you and I would definitely have a conversation.
All right.
Because I'd be like, are you serious?
All right, guys, I think we're going to take a 5-minute break so Joel can calm the hell down.
Yeah, because I'm pissed. Because some guy is out there talking about his sexual prowess. And I want to know who that guy is and how he knows about Thomas's sexual prowess.
All right, guys, we'll be back in a few.
All right. And we're back.
Yay.
Okay, here we go. We're back. We don't have a lot of time left, thank God. And when I mean we don't have a lot of time left, I meant for the podcast, not just in life general. I want everybody to.
Joel caught the coronavirus on our little break.
Yeah. See, don't kiss straight guys. That's the lesson here. Just don't kiss straight guys, okay? And you won't get the coronavirus.
Joel was actually licking the handrails outside his apartment.
Oh my goodness! Welcome back to That Little Gay Talk Show. Once again, I'm your host Joel Tatum.
And once again, I'm being held here against my will.
I don't know if he means that figuratively or literally. So,
column A, column B.
Column A, column B. Okay.
I'm still trying to figure out how he locked the door from the inside.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were a master at figuring out locks. That's what you used to tell me.
No. I told you locks do not apply to me.
Okay.
But you see, I also haven't really been trying to get out of here that hard because I've also kind of been having an argument with idiots on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Why are we arguing on Facebook?
Oh.
We don't need to. Let's not fight, Facebook family.
Okay.
It's
basically there's this guy who's saying that atheists cannot lack belief because they don't lack the ability to not believe. And I'm like, yeah, dude, it's called disbelief. It's literally in the definition of disbelief. And he's like, no, you have to logically have a belief one way or the other. And I'm like, no, dude, you literally don't. You just have to not believe what other people are claiming is true.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean you don't believe them. Well, actually, that does mean you don't believe them. It doesn't mean you believe the opposite of them, but it means you just don't believe what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying to say like, oh, so you're arguing that atheists don't have cognitive abilities. I'm like, no, dude, that is literally not what I'm arguing. He's attacking straw man arguments because I prove him wrong left, right, and center. And he just starts making things up. It's sad.
You're like the old people who write to the editor. I mean, why are you getting involved in these fights? Don't get involved in these fights, Joe.
He's just an idiot, and I was correcting him at first, and then he just started making things up, and I'm like, dude, no. And now he's like so deep into it. The thing is that these people think that if you walk away, okay, and that's how this whole thing started, is that there was a Facebook video that's like, oh, this atheist, runs away after he's unable to argue against this theist or whatever. And you watch the video, and the atheist just gets up and walks away because he's made all these proper arguments, and the theist is arguing logical fallacies after logical fallacies. And finally, the atheist just gets up and he's like, I've already disproven all of this. You're wrong on this. You're wrong on that. And you continue to argue them. So he just gets up and walks away.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy posts the video and he's like, oh, I won. So obviously these idiots think they won if you walk away.
Mm-hmm.
If you just get tired and walk away from these arguments, they think that they win, which then makes them, go to other people and think that they're winning. And then the next thing you know, they're running for Congress and they're putting these laws on us that, certain things can't be done anymore in the name of God, brothers and sisters.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's a good point. God, I hate this. Normally I would figure out some way to dismiss this, but it's actually a pretty good point. Unfortunately.
I mean, the thing is that I'm not, I'm not trying to say like if you believe in God or you believe in Vishnu or you believe in Allah or anything like that. If you guys believe, that's fine. That's cool. I don't care. The moment you try to say I have to believe or I have to at least act like I believe because you want to put in a law that says that, your belief is law.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I'm going to get mad and, start putting people down and tearing apart your belief system, or at least trying to. But at the same time, I mean, it's just that people, when they're so, it's classic Dunning-Kruger. Like these people are not smart enough to realize that they don't have, that they're not making any sense. All right. They think they're making sense, and in their minds, they're making sense. But then you're like, no, dude, your argument literally doesn't make sense. Here are some gaping plot holes in your argument. And they're like, well, that's just because you don't understand. And it's like, no, dude, I'm literally taking your argument and I'm pointing out why there's a gaping hole in it. And they just refuse to understand it. And then if you don't get them to understand it, they still think that they're right. And then they get other people that, think that they're right, or people that just want to make them think that they're in charge. Like the people are the smart people's little puppet, doing what they want. I mean, I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those Illuminati guys who thinks lizard people control the government. But I do know that that corporations and lobbyists do tend to buy votes when it comes to certain things that they want done. Like maybe a corporation wants a little less regulation on the water because they want to push like maybe some sludge into a river or something, or maybe there's a little less, or maybe there's a corporation that wants a little more wants to crack down on a certain thing because that's a competition for them, or things like that. I mean, it's quite common knowledge that like drug cartels are the biggest lobbyists for keeping drugs illegal. So because obviously they make money off of it.
Of course, and if it becomes legal, they go bankrupt.
Not necessarily,
but they won't.
But they will lose. They will lose out on a lot of revenue because of that. I mean, they
there'll be a lot more competition.
Well, not only that, but I mean, think about it. Let's say, let's say a pound of marijuana costs, I don't know, for the sake of argument, let's say $1,000. All right. After it becomes legal, people in the United States start growing it. That pound of marijuana on the black market goes from being $1,000 to say being $50. All right. Yes, it's still nothing, and I'm pretty sure it'll probably go down to maybe like $200 or $300 and more likely, but that's still like 70% of their revenue that they're losing out on, and that's just marijuana. I mean, that's not including things if like cocaine were legal, heroin were legal, or what have you, and that's not even including the people that are just going to stop buying it altogether and just start growing it in their backyard or something. I mean, in all honesty, like. Yes, we have tobacco that's legal here in the United States, but you have to like have a special license if you want to grow it commercially. Actually, come to think of it, I don't even know if like you can grow it privately, really. But
I don't think you can really, can you?
I don't know. I don't know if you can just grow tobacco for your own private use. Like you're not selling it to anybody. You're not giving it to anybody. It's literally just, I'm going to go outside, dry my own tobacco off my tobacco plant and toss it in the oven and then shred it up and then light it up. I'm going to smoke my tobacco that I grew myself. I don't think that is legal.
I can't. I'm trying to picture a millennial saying tobacco. I just can't see it. I can see a millennial growing tobacco, but not saying the word tobacco.
Trust me, it's still out there. It's retro. It's a thing.
Okay.
But I mean, you have these people that like will just start growing their own marijuana. And I mean, in all honesty, like these days you have grow houses where like the way most people figure out that there are grow houses is because it's literally just like the entire house is nothing but marijuana plants and heat lamps. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's if you're trying to grow commercially, but if you're literally just growing like one or two plants for yourself and you've got a simple grow light in there, here's what you do. You start up, like growing something that's perfectly legal. Like maybe you want to grow your own basil or your own thyme or something that's an herb that is perfectly legal to have. And then you put up a couple of grow lights, like literally like 2 grow lights, and then you just leave it there. And if the cops like fly over and they're all of a sudden like, oh, hey, we see some grow lights in there, and they come busting in, it's like, oh, I've been growing my own herbs and legal ones, my own herbs. But it's like, oh, I'm just growing like perfectly legal things over here. And then they're like, oh, well, shit on us. And then all of a sudden you've got a decent, well, I don't know if you have a decent lawsuit against them unless they come busting in your door with a SWAT team.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, at the bare minimum, if they ever have a drone fly over your house or whatever they have flying over houses these days, it'll be like, oh, this is 742 Evergreen Terrace. They've got grow lights in there. Oh, no. We've already done that place. It's just some hippie growing his own specialty herbs for pizza or something.
Mm-hmm.
And people, it's like, if you're going to grow that for yourself, no one's going to notice. And it would be even harder actually up north because you have basements up north.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's 2 things that's 2 levels of at least 2 levels of what's the
Grow
word?
space.
No, flooring. I'm thinking more like flooring. You got the roof that's like 1 level, then you've got like the ceiling of the house, then you got the ceiling of the basement. So that's 3 levels. And if you have a 2-story house, that's 4 levels. To go through before a drone or anything could even pick up on that heat signature.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, you could just like maybe burrow something into the wall and like have a fan that just kind of sucks the heat out and blows it out into the yard or something.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to notice anything.
Mm-hmm.
You can just like have it blow next to you can have like a fan that blows out next to a compost heap that you have out there. And then it's like, oh yeah, this is the compost heap. Compost does produce heat fumes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, people. Get smart when you're trying to grow your weed.
Are we actually teaching people how to grow weed on the air?
No, we are not teaching people how to grow weed on the air. We are teaching people how to not get caught growing weed on the air.
Okay, so we are teaching people on the air how not to get caught.
Yeah.
And don't pray to anybody because they don't exist.
That's anti-theism, as I've said before. This guy does not get it when I say, not Joel, this idiot that I'm arguing with online. He does not get it when he's like, oh, if you don't believe that God exists, you obviously have to believe that he doesn't exist. I'm like, no, dude, that's theism and anti-theism. Theism is the literal belief that a God of some sort exists, or gods, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Some supreme being that watches over you.
He's doing a lousy job, by the way. Or she. Or we can go non-binary here.
Dude,
like.
Everyone knows that God is both, okay?
Okay.
God's got the biggest hooters out of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
That's why everyone does what he
Swings
says.
a dick.
Anyway,
knows how to swing a dick.
but then anti-theism is the literal opposite in the other direction. Anti-theism is you saying there is no God, okay? Atheism is literally neither one of you have put forth a definitive argument. I am undecided. That is literally what it is. It's disbelief. It's not saying that you're right or you're right or you're wrong or you're wrong. It's saying you haven't convinced me. That's what it is.
It almost sounds like not only have you not convinced me, but I don't really care. That is atheism for you. Not only did you not convince me, I just really don't care.
Well, there is militant atheism of stop acting like you have all the answers one way or the other and just go with the flow. Go where the information leads you.
I say it's one life. Do whatever you want. You believe in something, believe in it, I guess. As long as
Joel,
it doesn't kill anybody.
That'll come back and bite you in the ass.
It won't kill anybody. Ha. So let's just not believe in anything and just I don't know. You know what? I cannot believe I'm going to say this again. I need to get laid.
And that, folks, is the biggest jump I've seen since Evel Knievel jumped the Grand Canyon.
Oh, that's a reference that most people will have to Google.
What, you don't think that our listeners are actually like millennials, do you? Because they're probably more like your age, geriatric.
Okay. I don't know what our listeners... a lot of women listen to this. I did not realize.
Really?
A lot of my female friends listen, and I'm like, why?
Yeah, I saw that you were going to have. Have Sarah on this show recently.
Mm-hmm. We're still talking about it. She might call it in. She lives in Humboldt, so that's
No, she doesn't. She lives in Conroe.
Or Conroe. I'm sorry, which is even further.
Yeah.
So I don't want her to drive in, especially if we end up getting locked down, which I hope it doesn't come to that.
Well, my girlfriend and I, we were supposed to head up to Conroe to see Sarah recently, and actually it was supposed to be on Saturday, and we had a heavy pollen count that day. I wasn't feeling very well. Sarah wasn't feeling that well, and we both decided to cancel at the last minute. And
still sounds like you got a little something going on.
Yeah, the pollen count is much lower today, but it was really heavy on Saturday. I couldn't even breathe out of my nose. It felt like I was born without a nasal passage. That's how thick it was.
Mm-hmm. Good Lord.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm still kind of dealing with it today, but it's mainly just been like a little tickle in the back of my throat.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up. And
I didn't say a word.
You wanted to, Joel.
I did not say a word.
To.
Okay.
I've known you for 15 years. You wanted to.
I wanted to. Tickle the back of your throat? Or?
Shut up. And now, folks, you know why I preemptively told him to shut up.
I just wanted to find out the details of this tickling. Is it me tickling the back of your throat? Because I told you I was the top.
Joel, you would have to actually have something that's longer than half an inch before you can tickle someone's back of the throat.
Okay, Okay. Tell the audience how you know that.
The men he's been with have talked.
Well, I suppose the 3 that are still alive, whatever. I'm just going to go whatever to that.
Yeah, so that means out of all 4 men that he slept with.
Oh, that makes me sound terrible.
Although to be fair, one of them was inflatable.
Okay.
Don't say things that are true.
Don't say things that are true. Do not say things that are true. I just rolled over on top of it one night, and that was it.
Oh, top 10 things every man that slept with Joel has said.
Oh, I do this episode would bite me in the ass.
Top 10 things men that have slept with Joel have said.
You want to keep doing this?
Top 10 things men that have slept with Joel have said. I need a little buzzer.
Okay. All right. Are we done?
Top 10 things men that have slept with Joel have said.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're gonna move on.
Top 10 things that men that have slept with Joel have said.
Uh-huh. And we're gonna leave behind a discussion of atheism, weed, and how to grow it properly and not get caught.
Just for every FBI agent that's listening, that was how not to get caught.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's kind of like the Anarchist Cookbook online.
Mm-hmm.
Anarchist Cookbook, when you want to cook anarchy.
Oh, I don't know what that was about. You are such a goofball.
I'm sorry, I'm Thomas. Have we met?
Yes, we have met. Thank you. We meet again, so to speak. So there we go.
And this time,
Mm-hmm.
it's personal.
Isn't it always personal? When is it not personal?
When it's business?
Are you Are we
You
doing?
asked me to be here for your little podcasting business. Jeez, Joel, will you stop thinking about male prostitutes for 5
I
seconds?
am not thinking about male prostitutes. Thinking about male porn stars right now.
So, male prostitutes on film.
Yeah, male prostitutes on film, I guess.
Remember, folks, she's not a whore if she's an actress.
So they're actors. They're doing a job. They have a job to do, and that's to keep guys like me from, I don't know, turning into incels or something. I don't know.
Joel, when was the last time you got laid?
Oh, let's see. It would have been the other day, but
So it doesn't count. So when was the last time? How long has it been? Give me a rough estimate.
Oh, 6 months maybe.
And are you saying in the last 6 months you haven't wanted to get laid?
No, in the last 6 months I did get laid,
Oh, you got laid in the last
like a lot.
So 6 months ago was the
Yes.
last time you had sex. Okay. And in that time, between then and now, you're saying you haven't wanted to have sex once.
No. You don't understand the circumstances of what happened. So no, I did not want to have sex after that. There were things that happened afterwards that made me question why I'm still doing it.
Oh, don't worry, Joel. They make Viagra now.
Okay. Yes, and I can go to Roman online to get it. This is not an endorsement for Roman because they're not paying me. But yeah. So.
Well, that and not enough people
Oh.
listen to actually care.
Oh, well, I have to tell this story. This is kind of funny. It's kind of coronavirus related, I think.
Oh, so we're back to the coronavirus.
Yes. So I decided to get a wild hair and invite a gentleman over from Growler. And he was cute. He determined I was cute. He was bottom. He determined that I had the stuff to take care of that with. So I reach in to kiss, and he says, "Ooh, no, we not." Mm-mm.
Wait. Are you saying he pulled a pretty woman on you?
He pulled a pretty woman.
He pulled a pretty woman on him, folks.
Mhm. Okay. As one who has never seen this film, what does that mean?
I've never actually seen it before, but I have heard the reference
Mm-hmm.
before. Essentially, Julia Roberts plays a prostitute who doesn't kiss her clients on the mouth.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess he pulled. And all because of Corona. But I'm like thinking, but wait. I can't kiss you, but I'm probably going to be putting my mouth on some parts of you, and that's okay. But kissing is not?
So, okay. All right. So, so in that case, was he like gonna wear a condom while you gave him head, or?
That's the other question, too, because I'm like, first of all, I had to go, wait, do I have condoms? And then when I realized that I did, and
Unflavored, I'm sure.
unflavored, of course. Well, I mean, who gets condoms with flavors? I mean,
Probably those that are planning to give head over the condom. You know, safe sex and all that.
yes, I know, but
Especially if you meet a guy off of an internet website.
okay. I feel like you're like a parent talking to a teenager.
Growler is the truck stop bathroom of the 21st century.
So yeah, so that didn't make sense to me. Why did I just look at him like, but you're gonna want me to put my mouth on certain parts of you, but I can't kiss you, or like, you know, lick you, I mean, if I can't kiss you, then I'm not doing all that other stuff. That's
I'm telling you, dude, he just pulled a Pretty Woman on you.
mm-hmm.
Because apparently, from what I've read about Pretty Woman, it's basically Julia Roberts plays this prostitute, and she doesn't kiss people on the mouth because she doesn't want them to like fall in love with her or something.
Oh, okay. She doesn't want them to get attached.
I guess that's the reason.
Well, I mean, I guess, but I never understood why I like to kiss, even if it is just anonymous sex. I like kissing. What's wrong with kissing? Why is that such a thing for some people?
I don't know. Maybe they just don't want to taste the leftover food you have stuck between your teeth.
Okay.
Not you in general. Not you in general.
No, I was going to say, but yet I'm going to still end up with something between my teeth. So what difference does it make?
Why did I agree to come here?
I'm not talking about doing it to you. I'm talking about in general to somebody.
I know. I'm just the one that has to listen to this.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you've had to listen to it for 15 years. I don't understand what makes it.
Yeah, and you know, the last 2 years of my life have been awesome, great, fun, wonderful.
He says as he rolls his eyes. Well, I had to catch you up. You missed out on a lot of stuff. So I just had to get you caught up on all the gay stuff because you missed a lot of it. It was super gay in here, just super gay.
I'm sure it was.
Like all kinds of gayness, just wall to wall gay, everywhere. I mean, there was just gays all over this apartment. There'll probably be gays here soon, so probably. I think one of them is a girl. No, she's a girl, but she doesn't really. She's more bi. I don't really think she's gay. I think she's more bi.
I'm more wondering why I was even invited over here if it's going to be wall-to-wall gays.
What? Because I needed a co-host, and you said yes, foolishly.
Yeah, but you were about you were about to have an entire apartment full of gays, according to you, and apparently one bi girl, and yet, you know, you like needed a co-host. You would have wall-to-wall gays. You would have had your pick of the gays for your co-host.
Mm-hmm. That was before.
Oh, before the coronavirus?
Yes. No, that was before, while you were gone for 2 years. While you were gone for 2 years. I'm not talking about the show now. While you were gone for 2 years, it was wall-to-wall gay. That chair you're sitting on, there was a gay on it.
Joel, everything in this apartment has had a gay on it because you've sat on everything in this apartment.
Exactly. So there we go. There's been a gay everywhere. So you probably missed out on that for a little while.
I most definitely did not miss it.
Yeah, okay. You were. And this is not an insult. I don't know her. I'm sure she's a lovely, lovely, lovely woman.
I swear to God, Joel, say one word. I dare you.
Say what? I wasn't going to say anything negative. Why would I say anything negative?
If you preface it by saying this isn't an insult, chances are it's something negative.
Yeah. So it's not a positive. It's not a negative. It's just what it is. It is what it is.
Okay, and what were you going to say, Joel?
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right.
Say it. Say it.
Are we sure that...
Say it.
Okay. I'm trying to. You won't let me. So are we sure that she is cognizant of what's going on between you two? She knows what's going on? Like she's, you know...
Ladies and gentlemen, I might just commit a double hate crime in 5 seconds.
A double hate crime?
Yeah. You're black and you're gay.
Okay.
That's 2 hate crimes in 1.
Yeah, but you have to be proven that you hated blacks and gays.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's
It's not just because you are black.
It's not just because I'm black and gay. You have to actually...
All right, then, folks, I'm just about to commit a regular crime.
See, there you go. I can be a regular crime, too. It doesn't have to be just about me being black or gay. Good Lord.
Oh, I don't know. Every time there's a crime committed in your general area, they don't seem to think of you as anything but the suspect.
Mm-hmm. So there we go. I can't even be the victim. I'm always a suspect.
I still remember that time that you told me about that woman who had her house broken into. You got detained, and she shows up to identify you, and she's like, "I thought I told you it was a white man that broke into my place."
That was not funny at the time. There was 6
It's
police
hilarious
cars.
now.
It's hilarious now, but it wasn't funny at the time when I thought I was going to prison for the rest of my life.
I'm sure you would have thrived.
Oh, I would have been the head bitch. I would have been the head bitch.
Just like you are outside.
Just
brother.
like outside. Hmm. I'd be the head bitch. That's all there is to it. Well, Thomas, this was fun. We're almost done with this.
Thank God.
Okay, your chore is done. Your goodwill, your good deed for life. has
Excuse
been
me.
done.
I believe there was a cash incentive for me showing up.
Who's Cash?
Yeah.
Cash? I thought you were being a decent human being.
I'm sorry, but like all the other men that have visited your apartment over the years, I expect to be paid.
Okay, they didn't get paid. They didn't get paid. What makes you think I'm gonna pay you? Jesus Christ!
Because unlike them, I wasn't stupid enough to drink the drink you offered me first.
Okay, well, you drank the Kool-Aid. It's too late now. You know the flavor. You know the exact flavor of that Kool-Aid now. Well,
What the hell is that?
that would be my phone ringing.
Damn, these mics are sensitive. Phone's on the other side of the room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's probably coming. Well, yeah.
Wait, is that Spider-Man?
Yes.
Oh God, you and your obsession with Spider-Man.
Okay, I can't help it. He's hot. Not the teenage version of him, the adult version of him.
Okay, can you name the last time they did an adult version of Spider-Man?
It was the second Spider-Man movie. He was in college.
Okay, and how long ago was that?
Ooh, that was 2006.
Yeah, no, it was no, actually it might have been 2004.
2004. Wow.
Yeah.
That was 2004. Young Tobey Maguire, who was actually 25 when he did this role.
The first one or the second one?
The first one.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I still love
He
that.
was still pretty old, but
I still think that that scene where he catches the lunch tray and everything, that was awesome because he
300 takes.
no, not 300. It was like 30.
I heard 300. I don't.
Oh well. Either way, it was
a lot of takes.
It was a lot of takes, but
and he
it
was
still
determined to do it.
Only actually that reminds me of another movie, Alien Resurrection. Terrible movie, by the way. Don't ever watch it.
Is anything in the Alien series just? Can you stop hurting me, Ridley Scott? Please.
Okay. First of all, Alien, the original, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Aliens was better.
Mm-hmm.
Everything after that started to fall apart. Alien 3, it was like Alien 1 was like a 7.
Mm-hmm.
Alien 2 was like a 9,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a 10. Alien 3 was about a 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
It went down. They're they're one of the few movies from ever that get better with the second installment and then worse with the third. Usually it's like the first installment is the best and then the second one is like, 75% of that and then the third one is like 25%.
It's a Star Wars thing. It's all about the second one.
Star Wars really doesn't count though. That's a trilogy. That and I mean that in that like for example, in the first Alien movie, in the second Alien movie, if they stopped there and they never made another one, it would there would have been no aspect of, oh my God, what's happening next? It just would have been like that's the end of the story. The second Star Wars movie, however, Empire Strikes Back, had so many unanswered questions that it was like they had to make a third movie, otherwise. It's like, where would, what's going on? It's kind of like the Back to the Future thing, okay? If they had finished after the first one and just left it alone, it would have been like oh man, I would have loved to see the end of that. But it would have been relatively like, oh, this is just like a teaser kind of thing. The second movie, however, because Marty was stuck back in 1955, they had to make a third one. Otherwise, it's like, well, wait, where's the rest of it? And Star Wars was the same way. It's like Han's frozen in carbonite. Luke just finds out that his father is Darth Vader, etc. Spoiler alert. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then at the end of the movie, nothing is resolved. You know? And so it's like they had to make a third movie, Return of the Jedi, in order for that to happen. And by the way, Empire Strikes Back is still the best out of all the Star Wars movies made to date. I don't care what Joel says.
Okay. And I don't see what the problem was with Return of the Jedi. I don't understand what the problem was. Why did everybody have such a hard time
All right, let's put it this way, Joel.
with Return of the
Okay.
I loved Return of the Jedi. Did I think it was slightly better than Empire? Yes.
Okay, let's put it this way, Joel. Okay.
Does this piss off Star Wars fans? Yes. And Thomas is going to tell me why.
You know what? I can't even. I actually can't even bring myself to say it anymore after I thought about it for 10 seconds because I was just like, Vietnam War, bitches. I was gonna say, can you imagine a highly sophisticated fighting force against the, basically people that have no idea what they're doing half the time and have like basic knowledge of their and have advanced knowledge of their area. And then I was like, wow, the Vietnam War. We were supposed to have superior technology, superior tactics, superior numbers, and they still managed to fight us off.
Yep.
So
You finally got that. Oh, wow.
yes,
I've been arguing about that for years.
No.
But
no,
y'all
no,
keep.
no, no.
But every time I argue that, y'all keep bringing up the damn Ewoks ruined this movie. I'm like,
No.
how?
Okay, actually, I've never said that the Ewoks are in the movie. I said that the Ewoks were pretty cool, and I liked them and everything. I personally just thought that it's because the thing is that while the Vietnamese during the Vietnam War were actually less sophisticated with their technology and everything like that, they were still more or less on par with us. It would basically be the equivalent of like the 1970s in terms of technology versus like say the 1940s, I want to say, in terms of technology. So like there was a distinct difference between the technology, but I mean the Ewoks are like literally Stone Age technology versus space age technology. I mean, in all honesty, the Empire could have just glassed the planet, for like a 50-mile radius or something, and then started building up their shit there and like replanted a bunch of trees and everything.
I know there was so many mistakes that the Empire made in this film. I'm just like, how are you an empire?
Well, actually,
so many mistakes.
Actually, I go back to Rogue One for that question. Because,
Okay, well, the Rogue One question was the question everybody had been asking for years,
which was
how the hell does a tiny little vent in the Death Star?
No.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the whole. What was the blind guy's name? I don't remember. He wasn't a Jedi. He was just like he was blind and he was like a martial artist. I think he either trained with Jedi or like was like an acolyte of Jedi or something. But he would constantly be like, "I'm one with the Force. The Force is with me." Supposedly, that's supposed to show that the Force actually, because he never got hit while he was walking until he accomplished the mission that he was set out to do. It's basically meaning like the Force does guide people, and therefore, like the more you trust in it, the more it's going to guide you to your destiny. Which is why a lot of people say that, like, that's how Han was able to fly through the asteroid field and avoid all those meteorites and everything, because the Force was guiding him. And that was actually the thing, is that a lot of people back when Empire first came out, and Yoda's like, there is another Skywalker right after Luke flies off of Dagobah. Everyone was speculating that it was Han that was like his brother or something, because he was able to navigate through the asteroid field, and he would always say things like, "I've got a bad feeling about this," et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So a lot of people speculated that it was Han that was the other Skywalker.
Boy, were they devastated at the spoiler alert. He had a sister. And he kissed her. And that was gross when we found that at the
Yeah.
It was all at the beginning, and then at the end, we're like, ew, why? Why did you do that?
She's from Alderaan. It's kind of like the Mississippi of the galaxy.
I guess so. Ew. But to find out you kissed your own brother, ugh.
Hey, it could have been worse. They could have slept together.
I know. We've already made that mistake once.
I don't want to know how you found that out. I don't have any sisters.
Oh, good Lord. You forgot you have brothers and I'm gay.
Yeah, Joel, but you said slept with your sister, as in, I don't have any sisters. I'm not attracted to guys.
No, I was making the joke that we slept together.
But we're not brother and sister. We can't be. Especially since,
You know how old your mother would have to be?
And considering
Like
that
two lives back.
and considering that, actually, no. Let's see. You're 51, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And my mom just turned, she's about to turn 70 this year. So she would have been
No?
18.
Yeah, 18.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, yeah.
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 The math works out.
The math works out. What your mother did beforehand didn't work out, but
Well, she took one look at your ugly mug and was just like, yup,
I guess so.
tossed you in the river to be drowned.
So I have been. Oh my God! I've been thinking about my brother sexually. I can't believe this. I'm talking about you.
All right, folks, that's all the time we have now forever. Anyway.
Actually, time is up. We had such a good time.
All righty.
I had a good time. I don't know what Thomas is feeling because Thomas has no feelings.
I am a robot.
He's a robot. So I don't know what I feel everything. Thomas knows that too.
Yes, he's tried to feel me all
No,
the time.
I have not. I have not tried to feel you all the time. I love you, Thomas. You're like a brother to me.
He's reaching out to me right now as he speaks.
I'm reaching out psychically using the force. You feel any pressure on your penis?
Joel, that's not how the force choke works.
Okay, so I am going to put this episode out, and then I'll have another episode, I guess, tomorrow. And I'll keep having episodes until we figure out what in the world is going on in the world. So I'm going to say goodnight. Thomas is going to say good morning. And, well, you better call your girlfriend first and tell her you'll be spending the night. And that'll be that. So, everything okay, Thomas? Why do you have that knife, Thomas? Don't put it there, Thomas. Oh, my God. That's it. We'll see you later.
Bye.